Hello. What's up, Arctic Wolf? What's up, Unrivaled Kitten? Hello, hello. I'm looking for a song. Damn, Jeremy Renner was on Joe Rogan? I saw a clip somewhere from Jeremy Renner that they offered him half the money to do season 2 of that show that he was on. Just kind of crazy. Like, he did season 1, and like, oh yeah, we want you to come back for season 2. And then they're like, how about half the money? It's like, that's a bold move. Mayor of Kingstown. Also, we have to decide something today that I have mixed feelings about. I have mixed feelings about this. No, it's not about my mustache. It's not about my mustache. We'll go ahead and talk about it. Let me turn the music down. Okay, so as I mentioned before, at the very southern tip down here, there is a DMV, not the Department of Motor Vehicles. It's called a dual mode vehicle. It looks like this. Oh, they don't have. Are you kidding me? Bruh. I'm going to have to zoom in Giga on this. Looks like this. But it also looks like... Oh, they don't have... Dude, are you kidding me? Here. Where is that? Kochi. Here we go. Images. Please don't make me regret this. Okay. So, what it does... Is it adding... So, it rides on both railway and on road. The problem is this. I want to ride this. But, so here it is. Here's on the highway. Here's on the railway. Okay. It's approximately, I would ride it, because I don't want to ride it for just a little bit. If I'm going to ride it, I'm going to ride it. And the full length, actually the full length is like over here. But I would be staying down here, I think. And I would hop on the bus, and it would take us approximately 50 kilometers up here. That's 2 days of walking. I mean, approximately 2 days of walking. It's 2 days of walking. Yeah, 25. That's 2 days of walking. So my thing is this. I want to ride this thing. I don't want to have to backtrack. The time schedules are fairly limited from the bottom. In fact, it's one. You get one shot, one opportunity. Do not let this chance. Anyway. So again, there's only one shot to get it all the way out there, to get both parts of it. To get both the bus part and the station part. I guess we wouldn't have to ride the full station part. Because it's going to hop on... Well, no, why is it doing this? Oh, this is the walking route. That's right. I suppose we wouldn't have to walk... I guess we could take it for, like, one station. If there is even such a station. Oh, station here. So, okay, we take the bus, and then we get put off... What, here? Here. And then we stay somewhere in this town. How far is that? $41 kilometers. What's up, 408 Best Hope? Welcome in. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Anyway, so this is the kind of the predicament we're in. I want to write it, but it's also a lot of skipped. It's also a lot of skipped. I mean, 40 kilometers is like 5% of the trip, give or take. I mean, like a little bit less, I suppose, but or a little bit more, I suppose. Oh, nope. 5.6%. Are you worried about missing out on interactions? A little bit. I'm also worried that people are going to be like, you didn't walk all of it. Like, granted, this isn't necessarily a walking trip. I want it to be predominantly walking. The goal is exclusively walking, but... The DMV, it is very cool. Yeah. What else? I'm never gonna be able to do that. I'm pretty sure this is like the only one in Japan, or it's the only one that's like. I've never seen this. I don't think JP had seen this either, or maybe he had seen it, but he hadn't like seen it type of thing. Did I leave my phone? I left my phone in the kitchen. What's up, DC? I'd say it's worth it. But if that's the case, then we'll have a couple extra days to do stuff. Is there a risk that you'd have to sleep outside or spend extra money on a hotel room? I'd say it would be worth it, especially since it's only a small part of not walking. I would definitely have. I would not sleep outside. In no circumstance am I going to sleep outside. That's kind of illegal. There's like kind of a gray area on like bus stops and stuff, but like if you have a tent and you're camping and stuff, you're not supposed to do that. Um, it. I don't know. I want to see. I guess we'll see how we feel as well. Because at that point, I mean, it is. It's like, well, if it's only for a short amount, and then I'm like, next thing I know, it's like half the trip is by public transport or hitchhiking or whatever. Then it turns into like, oh, well, then what did I really do type of thing. Sleep inside of the DMV. Nope, that's not the right place. That means day 2. What? 12 kilometers? That doesn't look right. Whatever. Seen a lot of drunk people sleep outside in Tokyo in like videos. I never thought it'd be illegal there. Okay, that's different. They're not sleeping outside. They passed out outside. Does that there's a difference legally? And also like you're in a big city where it does happen often. Like if I'm the only drunk non-Japanese person way out in the middle of nowhere, then it looks real bad type of thing. No, in Tokyo they're just passed out. They're not like I'm sleeping here type of thing. They're like, oh, my brain is turned off, boom, and then like they pass out there. There's the cops and the government. Like there's a difference, and That said, we're not going to see a cop for like days, probably sometimes, but. Hey, is it drunk? Hmm. Man, I don't know. We either have a short day on the 12th or we have a short day on the 13th. 16 into Maruka Ryokan. Got a bad case of. That's no good. That's no bueno. Honestly, that might be better. I think this place I was thinking about staying at, but if I remember correctly, $7,500 versus. I think this is like 3,200 or something. 3,600 on the 12th. So 4,000 yen of food. Yeah, I think we stay there instead. So we have a shorter day on Monday. Oh, that's right. I didn't want a short day on Monday because Monday's a day that we don't have any work, so we can open it up. Got a bad case of strep for the day. I'm not looking forward to work. I'm sorry to hear that. Strep sucks. Now that Citrong's here and a couple other people are here, we can ask the question that we did earlier. At the bottom, we kind of talked about this a while ago. At the bottom of this cape, there is a dual mode vehicle. Sometimes it's a bus. Sometimes it's a train. I guess it's this one over here. Sometimes it's a train. The problem is there's only one per day that leaves from where we'll be staying at, Cape Muroto, right here. But I don't want to ride it just a little bit if I'm riding it. But what that does is it cuts out like 2 days of walking, pretty much. How do we feel about that? I'm going to go get my phone and check for my water bottle. Oh, my water bottle's here. I got to get my phone. But how do we feel about taking this cool only down in this area? I don't think there's any other places that has this. I'll stream it and stuff. Versus walking for 2 days, like it would substitute. Anyway, you guys think about that. I'm gonna go get my phone and BRB. Is this something we're okay with? I mean, let's quickly look and see if there's anything that's like really cool. Man, this little town is pretty cool though. A week ago. Okay, no meals at this house. Just for. Do they have a phone number? I'd have to ask and see. Oh, just a cell phone number. No website. Very new. I don't think I saw this on the way. 18 kilometers. $38 kilometers. 20. Yeah, I didn't even see this one earlier. It's the only one in this town. How far would it be otherwise? Toyo City? Tulsa, Toyo City. $35. That's far. What if I got one down here? $32. Damn. We might actually have to cut that day in half. Because we're getting off like several monster days, if I remember correctly. Why do I have that one so wrong? Oh, I know why. Because I was staying here. Which is an extra, like... Okay, because I was staying here. Add stop. And then I was going to... here. I wasn't actually staying in... Okay, so let's see. This goes up top. This gets deleted. 25. That's right. That still makes for a monster day on that day, though. What day is that? A Monday? Oh, a Tuesday. Actually, this would be more preferable on a Monday, because we have infinite time, but there's no food here, is there? That means Shina. Website? They do have a website. Can't use credit card. Access by bus or by... Oh. Geisha. Gesha? What is this? Gesha. I was right on the kanji on the reading. I've never... They have 2 rooms. They have 2 rooms and they have 10 parking spots. What? I don't understand. That's very exclusive. It's something, that's for sure. They have meals. That's good to see. Restaurant. Melon, onigiri, miso soup. Pasta salad looking thing. This is like steak, right? Huh. Interesting. Karage of some sort. Tempura. Shrimp. Some sort of fish. Okay. I mean, it's possible. But if we get out here, okay, so how is it here to Tulsa? Here. 25. That's not too bad. 25 on a Tuesday. We'll see. I mean, I guess any day we could theoretically do a pretty good. I mean, it might just be worth to stay here instead. $30, $25, $25, $15. There's a couple of fairly short days peppered in, but can't make stops while on the tracks. You can stop. Let's see, where does it stop? There are like 3 or 4 stops. So it starts here at this station, and they're unmarked. Like, that's how small these things are. They're unmarked. Stops there. Stops here. Stops here. Snack bar. Where's the snack bar? Oh, I bet it's up there. No, it is this sad-looking building right here. I don't believe you. Damn, dude, they're just hanging their shit out here. Now you can tell an older lady lives here. Older lady, older guy. Based on their clothing. I mean, maybe. They have, like, a somewhat welcoming... No, we're just not going to be able to see their doorway, huh? I don't know. So I guess we could. I mean, we could take it from the bottom, make some stops and check things out. No, it runs like once a day. So if we get off, we're done. We're cooked. It's yeah, the timetables are less than welcoming. Yeah. So, like, even that direction. I mean, I guess over here they have a few more, but it's still very limited. Departing, it's like morning stuff. I guess into the afternoon. So I guess, okay, from here, they have occasional, once every hour or so. Give or take. But that's for like 4 of the stations. I mean, I could just take it until the first stop, which is here, and then stay somewhere in here. That would save us up to, I mean, depending on when I did it, that would save us up to 2 hotel nights. But it's fine. I mean, a lot of these hotels are quite inexpensive, so like a lot of them are way cheaper than I even expected. Is a DMV expensive? If I take the whole route, it's 2,400 yen. Which the whole route is like an hour and a half. Yeah. About that. Okay. So there's no, yeah, I don't want to do a 32 to a 35. I mean, maybe we're feeling it. Maybe we're like, screw it, let's hoof it, but I don't know why it turned that off. Damn, that is quite a yeah, dude, that sucks. Because you have to walk all the way up here and then walk all the way down. we looking at? Just a stone? Hmm. Ostriches in Japan? Hmm. It's quite far away. It's like probably 6-7 kilometers round trip at least. Maybe even more. Unless we just hiked through. No, 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 no. I just saw it was here. It's too far, like... There's nothing, I mean... Landscape supply, huh? You have to take a car. Take a car. I guess you could walk it up there too. Life experience school? Oh, I wonder if it's some like cult. No? Seikatsu Taiken Gakko. Literally lifestyle experience school. Huh. See, like this is a rest area, but dude, like, how are people how are people hiking these things? Like, maybe I'm just like, because these are long, like these little these are trails. What's up, Birdbanes? There's no place to rest. There's no lodging around any of this stuff. I mean, it's dozens of kilometers through all this stuff. Like even from here, it's a nice bridge. There's no lodging. There's not even buildings anywhere. Till we get over here, there's a shrine. But not all shrines allow, like, sleeping. Yeah, I think this is what I ran into, too. Like, I kind of wanted to go up this way originally, but there's just no... For walking, it's just impossible. Unless there's just some machines out there that are... I mean, I suppose... I mean, I guess that's not too bad, 27. But there's no resupply. That's the big thing. There's no resupply. There's no water out there. I guess you'd have to filter, sorry, not filtrate. And that is quite the climb. I wonder if there's a oh, there's not any pictures. To discover El Dorado. No El Dorado here, but we are planning. I think I need to just stick with the original plan, go down this way. And then if we decide to take the bus thing, then that's what we need to make a decision a bit before, but 2 o'clock. I mean, that's one thing. We could like slingshot our way up if we did like if we left our hotel early, walked down here, spent some time at Cape Muroto, and then took the bus thing up. I mean, we could cover. I get a full day of walking in, like 20 kilometers in, and then take the bus for 40. But well, it's a bus. It's a bus that turns into a train. That's the only reason.
How's it going, man? He's fucking real. Sensei Martian's fucking real. Let's go. They thought you were fake, dude.
I understand.
They thought you were fake.
Thank you very, very, very much, Token. 2 years sub, what a journey. I know, right? I know it doesn't have to be walking, but if I'm going to walk so much of it, then I'm only willing to make an exception for this cool little vehicle. When it reaches a cliff, it sprouts wings to glide off of it. Maybe. I don't want to be there for that test flight, though. Underwater mode. It's like the Batmobile, you know, or like the James Bond car. I guess we could do that. To get to Cape Muroto by 1:52. Is that right? 1:58. If we got to stay here. "20 kilometers. So it means we want to leave at like no later than 7, probably. Just to make sure. Add 2 hours. I mean, it's all flat. The good news is it's super flat. The problem is we're going to run into every food place being closed. So we need to make sure that we get... Oh, no. And there's no... Damn. This place looks too nice. But I'm going to click on it. What day would that be? The 18th. Just staying at someone's house. Kadoya. This looks like some strong ass coffee. Yeah, the issue we're gonna run into leaving that early though is no food. And I don't think there's any food beforehand either. Actual fruit breakfast, maybe? Maybe the Suva? Nope. Pickled fish, dried fish. Box lunch supplier. It's way up here though. I think Marunaka's a grocery store. So we would have to hit this place up. Is that really only... Hold on. It's only 22. Horses for rent. I'm okay. I'm not a big fan of horses, actually. I don't like... Cause all the horses I've ever ridden are not mine, so whenever I get on it, they're like, hey, who's this? Saccalard. Okay. So we need to make a slight... Man, if we can make it to... How much does it shave off if we were able to make it? I don't want to stay here because it's crazy expensive, but there's a place down the road. Katori, there we go. Okay. That's not bad. We might have to just add a day, actually. Because this is impossible. Guest house. There's like a Confederate or Union soldier. No. I dress up like a Union soldier. Fuck the Confederacy. Sorry. Maybe a bit strict of me, but... 28 into a 28. How do we feel about that, chat? 28 into a 30. But it's a Friday. Assuming we can get this hotel on a Friday. Which I'm gonna say probably. Is it McDonald's on the way? 7 hours. If I leave at 7 a.m. Puts me at probably 4 or 5 o'clock getting in. Add half the time, 3 hours, 10 hours, 9 hours. At least 9 hours probably. 9, 10 hours. 10 hours from 7 puts us at 5. I mean, the good news is that it's going to be... We're going to pause that music. I don't know who that is. The good news is sun's going to go down a little bit later because it's summertime, but... Most of these places, I don't want to have to... Thursday's a monster of a day. Back-to-back monster days to start the show. All right. I mean, it's pretty flat. If we add a day here... Because we were looking at a different hotel. Oh, yeah. No, not this. What is this? Glamping? Nope. We're looking at this one. $20. I mean, I guess we could do that. I guess we could... 28, 28, 22, 22, 20, take the bus up and get up to Cayo, and that shaves off 2 days for us. Actually, it probably shaves off 3 days, because we'd stay... Normally, we would have stayed at Muroto. Muroto, da-da, da-da. Yeah, so we shaved off 3 nights by doing a full day walking and then taking the DMV. Even if we take it to like the first stop up here, we're still shaving off like minimum 2 nights. Whoa. Look at that lobster. Wild, wild, wild. You see the satellite overlay to see the forest density? I mean, sure, but we're not gonna... This is pretty dense in here. I'm not taking any of the forest roots. Too much elevation, too much... I mean, there is a world that if we wanted to, we could try to get, if we got a night here, but I think this is really expensive if I remember correctly. Yeah. The closest hotel is like a billion miles away. Unless we cut way up this way. But the problem is too, this route, there's gonna be no signal to stream on. Versus along the coast, there's gonna be a fair amount of signal. Also, this is horrendously expensive. Even if it has awesome baths. What's up, Wither991? What you planning? I'm planning the next walk. Planning the next walk. I think we're gonna leave tomorrow. Tomorrow or Wednesday. I need to see. $112,000 or 112,000 yen. Private villa, Yuhumi. Yuhimi. $900 a night, $800 a night. If only. Nope, there's no Kamini. We've already looked. There's one up here. Nope, up here. There's a place called Montmartre. But these are like days apart from each other. Oh, up here. Yeah. So from the bottom, from down here, there might be something. Let's follow. Confectionery shop. What is this? Noodle shop. Sunfish. Shokudo Teishoku. Yep. That's why I'm considering things very carefully. Boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, boo. Lots of businesses. Yeah, that's the one thing. A lot of people are like, oh, there's convenies and vending machines everywhere. It's like there are until there aren't, in which case it's pretty miserable. $2021. April 2024. That's promising. This is supplied by them, April 2025. Okay, that's good. New paint, looks like it. Fish. Fish, curry rice. What are the hours? Oh no. 10 to 3. Should be okay, but Montmartre 7 to 8. That's what I'm talking about. This place. It's a supermarket that doesn't have any hours. Look at Teishoku. Yeah, the problem is a lot of these Teishoku, even though on Google it says they're open, like here are hours, the reality is they close whenever they want. Yokoso. Oh, they're nervous. It's like a local knowledge. Yep. I mean, a lot of the places are. There's a pretty consistent, like, if you hit them, but if they're like, if they say till 3, but it's like 1 o'clock and they have no customers, they'll close up early type of thing. Because then you walk in like 1:30 and you're like, hey, I'd like some food. And they're like, sorry, we're closed. And you're like, oh, crap. Okay, thanks. All right, let's go look back at the beginning. Wouldn't hurt to find some onigiri bottles of water in the morning. Yeah, no, I know. This is not my first rodeo. But the problem is like over here there's none of that. Like there's no I haven't even checked the roads to see like I haven't done the street view to see how oh, this is wrong. This is someone's like okay, let's go north. Okay, looks like there's no vending machine there. Is that even a hotel? It's a hotel restaurant. Okay. Interesting to see no oh, I bet they're inside. If there are any, we'll have to come back. A rest stop. No vending machines. Does it just stop here? Surely not. Come on, little buddy. Let's keep going. If it's well, that's yeah. But some places, I mean, I looked. We'll go back and check that out. But hunting for vending machines, yeah. Still doesn't look like one's around here. We have the protectors. But if we took the DMV, we would be skipping all of this. Ake no Hoshi. There's a couple of cars here, so it indicates there's. Oh, don't tell me. This is closed. I'm gonna assume the whole building's closed. Okay, what was the one we saw down here? Geo something something. This one also appears to be closed. No, I bet this. We see cars, but keeping it. Fujin Raijin? No, they're not Fujin Raijin. They didn't have the. They didn't have their drums or their bags of wind. So anyway, back to what I was super originally saying. I have the option to take this vehicle. Again, I wanted to take this vehicle. It's like the only one or one of the very few in Japan. And it goes from bus to train. However, it only does it once a day pretty much from where we'd be, Cape Muroto. So my idea was wake up early, walk down to Cape Muroto, get there by 2 o'clock, 1:30. Take that DMV, and it would take me from Cape Muroto. It goes all the way up to here, like Kaio. But I could take it all the way up to Kaio, or I could just take it up to Atago, whatever station this is. Kaio, another Kaio. Shishikui. Because I want to experience both parts of it. And it doesn't turn into the rail part until right here. Do they only operate if there's one passenger? It's booked fairly often. In fact, their website says make bookings in advance because it's yeah. It's also part of a bus. The bus system is pretty robust, I suppose. Aunt Diner. This shit looks cool. Aunt Dina. Dinah. Anyway, that's what I've been kind of struggling with. Like, do I do exclusively only a walking trip and I don't take this cool thing? But I'm never gonna, like, I most likely will not be in this part of Shikoku again for a while unless... If I come back to Shikoku, we'd probably do a middle... I want to go to the Scarecrow Village. Nagoro and a couple of these other villages. Take the cool thing. I guess alternatively too, instead of rushing to... It's like there's a walking tour purity test people are going to hold you to. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just after my last one, I like that aspect, though. I like being like, I walked all of this type of thing. But if I walked, like, what do? We did the calculator earlier. It was like 5 to 6%. So it'd be 5.6%. So 94.6% of my thing was walking. Take it and walk back. If you really want to do the DMV, then you don't need to prove anything. Take it and walk back. Nah, I don't want to backtrack. If they had more timetables, I would think about... I would take it there and take it back type of thing. But... they don't. Yeah, they have one that goes out to the bottom. But I think there are other buses that ride in this area, maybe. Damn. Dude, this is a wild looking tree. $200 to 2,400 yen. Yeah. Well, it's just like most buses. Like in Tokyo, all the buses are the same price. It's like 200 yen or 210 yen. But if in the countryside, it depends on how far you take it. So the full route of that train or of that DMV is like an hour and a half. It takes you from over here, somewhere over here. I forget where the bus stop is. Takes you from somewhere over here all the way down, all the way up to Cayo. So it's not that bad, really. I guess it feels what we'll do if we end up taking it. It really depends on how we feel. No Totoro buses on this island. No Totoro buses on this island. I guess it honestly depends on how we feel, because we'll have some like pretty monster days getting into Kochi and getting over here to Yoki. Because let me see. Okay. Haruno Guest House. I wonder if there's any way to change that. Oh, we could maybe alter. We could maybe alter this. Because what day is that? Monday. Okay. I mean, alternatively, too, we could look at. I haven't even explored any of this area. And I think it's too late now to try to get us. I think it's too late now to try and get us around all this. I really wanted to go all this way, but there's not enough lodging for like walking. There's no lodging for like way too far. Oh, this is dope. I think we'll have to just come back down this way sometime and explore this this section. There's two Shimanto that are very close. Shimanto Machi, Shimanto Shi. Whoa. Okay. All right. Yeah, the problem is the first 2 days are going to be monster days. Or not the first, I guess the day 2 and day 3, or like day 1 and day 2. Day 0 is like 10 kilometers. Do we leave a... There's a Family Mart across the street. I'm gonna have to cross the street. That sucks. I guess it depends on how we feel. If we can get past day 2 and day 3 and feel pretty good, like back to back long days, then yeah. Okay. All right. Bum, 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 ba-dum. Yeah, I guess we don't really know Toontown. Toll East. Warm water. Or Oln, I guess is temperature. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Dogo Onsen. Dude, so expensive. What the crap? I don't know if they do. I don't know if you're allowed to stay there anymore, actually. Insane. Some of these places are absolutely bonkers. I think you used to be able to stay at the main building. I don't think you can anymore. Damn, dude, this website's sick. Dude, that's so cool. Prices might be affected by Golden Week. No, because it's after, it's set to after Golden Week. Wednesday's after Golden Week. Dude, there's tons of hot springs in this area. If we end up taking the DMV, it shaves off like 2 days of time. So that means we have an extra 2 days to like hang out somewhere. But honestly, I don't really want to change. It's similar to Shirahama. Uh, Dude, why does it keep kicking me out of... Yeah, a lot of the, I mean, a lot of the peninsulas and a lot of the smaller islands have pretty similar... Bro, I just logged in. Why does it keep logging me out? Yeah. I think probably just keep how it is. If I don't, like, if I start changing things now, I'm going to get confused and then we're going to get... But honestly, last trip, I didn't plan anything. I didn't plan anything until like Hokkaido, realistically. Around Murakami, I started having to plan a little bit. Because up here, there's like, through this chunk, there's only a handful of places. The plans that they had made. He said, one day I'll leave you a phantom this summer to join the Black Parade. Here we are. No. Where did we stay? Hold on. Savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned. I want to say... Did we make it all the way up to Imagawa? I mean, we did, but... She's watching over me. Gatsugi is when we stayed at the school, this place. That's why it's not on the map. You ought to know, carry on. Was it Uchiyama? I don't think it was Uchiyama. I don't think it was Inaka. I think it was Kanemasu. It was not this one. Dude, where did we... Kairaku. There we go. Bing bong. That's it. I remember now. This was the view from my... This is the view from my thing. And if we read the reviews... Dude, like this. 2 out of 5. This is what it was. Yep. Seemed like a religious solicitation. As I have no interest in religion, I found it a bit annoying. Rooms 2, service 3, location 4. Yeah, that's what it was. Kairaku. I remember. All right. I need to machine gun post all my shorts from that trip and get them out before I leave. I need to also... I don't know who else here. I tried to upload... My guy, dude, why does this keep logging me out? I'm just pausing the music. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, I think this is Jason. So. Thank you very much for coming in, Chicken Meister. Hello, Raiders. Welcome in. My name is Sensei Martian. I have been living in Japan for over 9 years, and I am planning my next little walk. So I keep second guessing some of it, and I think we're just gonna have to play a lot of it by ear. Like some days, like I'm planning monster days in advance, and I think that's kind of a bad thing because I think it's very much I need to really think about that. Chicken Raid train rolling in. Hello, Sure Misfire. Welcome in. Hello, Riku. Good to see you as well. We raid as eggless chicken. That reminds me. The one thing that I'm trying to get into, I guess we can snooze ads since we just got a raid. There's a DMV. There's a dual mode vehicle. Sometimes it's a bus, sometimes it's a train. And most of my trips that I've done so far are largely walking. Exclusively walking if I can do that. My last big trip was exclusively walking, and then when I walked to Kyoto, it was I did take a bus and a train for a little bit of it, but that was an injury related thing, not like Anyway, so I want to take this DMV, but I don't really want to cut so much out from walking. And for me to experience both parts of the DMV, I would need to take it, unless I got to cool bus train. Yeah, I know, right? So, but my thing is like if because I would be coming in from this side, I'm coming down, and then the first pickup spot is like over here somewhere. But I want to see the tip. I want to hang out here. So I can get picked up down here at 158. And then from here, I can take this, and it goes all the way up to... It goes up to here, Kaio. This up here, the Culture Center. I don't think we'd take it that far. But for me to experience both the bus part and the train part, I would have to take it at least up to here. To whatever station they call this. Shishikui. So... But that means I'm like cutting out 42 kilometers. Which is... Yeah, 41, 42. It's 2 days of walking, but I get to take a cool bus train thing. Now, I could try and thread the needle in walking, let's see, Muroto Schoolhouse Aquarium. I mean, I could take it the next day. I could walk from Cape Muroto to... Like, we could stay the night down at Cape Muroto and then walk up here and then take it. But a lot of them said that it's like a very limited seat thing. I think there's like 15 seats. Whenever you go to the actual website, it tells you, it's like, hey, make a reservation because and try to get on at the beginning, because otherwise you're kind of like left without a seat, left without a ride. I don't want that to happen. And actually doesn't looks like it doesn't even stop there. It stops here. Oh, you know what? We did this earlier. What was this? How long? It's it's like an hour and a half. Depending on if we go to the tip, which is over here somewhere. Kaio, so I think it goes over here. From Cape Muroto. Yeah. So there's one. Looks like it is a water vehicle. No, it's not. There's one. You get one. At 55 from the bottom. Or 58 from the bottom. Ads are coming in. I do apologize, Raiders. I snoozed them for you. 7 stops. Sea Park Center. Yeah. So the first stop would be up here. There's no other stops. You don't get to... There are some buses and stuff, but it's not... But I don't want to take a normal bus. These are like normal buses. I only want to take the dual mode vehicle. That's the only thing that I'm going to... What's up, Elsie? That walking would be a trek. Well, we're walking everywhere else. Like, we're walking the entirety of the island. We're walking as much of it, like... We're starting in Matsuyama, going down here, going to Uwajima, cutting across to Shimanto, cutting up. The reason that we're not going down here, there's not enough lodging designed for foot traffic. And there's not enough down here, too. There's, like, here there's some... But here, there's, like, no resupply. There are some inns here. Oh, there's a Lawson. I mean, I might reconsider, but this would add a few days to the trip. I mean, it would add... We did the math. Well, here, let's just take a look real quick. Here, let's exit out of this. Exit out of this. I think it adds like 100 kilometers, which is like 4 or 5 days. Find a major price difference between lodging and royers in cities? Yes, 100%. Like, it's vastly, vastly cheaper to travel in local areas. Okay, so that's 80 kilometers versus... $130.
I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, Sensei.
Michael, thank you very much for... Michael, thank you very much for the follow. So that's 50 kilometers, which would be 2 days. We cut out a lot of... Wait, why is there so much elevation here? Oh, no. Let's do that. And we want to carry it down here. Plus 800. Dude, what is going on over here? Oh, that's right. I remember now. This is pretty gnarly, but not too bad. Anyway, what happens is there's certain days on this southern route that are just like really, really, really difficult. Oh, they have the kanji for staying. At this point, and if I wanted to plan this route, I would need to. But that said, my last route was kind of like that, where like I didn't plan anything. But I don't know like if I want to do that again, type of thing. Especially if I buy a return, like if I buy a round trip ticket, then it's like, oh, I'm gonna quickly run to the bathroom real quick. That's a bad hat. I always say quickly like that. While that happens, I'm gonna play my video that I'm trying to. I think I need to trim it. I trimmed it down to under 9 minutes, but
I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, Sensei.
oh my gosh, dude. Oh, hold on. Give me 1 second. Oh, come on, dude. Stop it. All right, hold on. I guess I missed it. Michael, no problem. Just found you while cruising around. Headed to Tokyo in June. 3rd trip. Oh, nice. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome that you found me naturally. I love Twitch. And like when I'm outside, I get quite a few more people than just when I'm yapping inside. But discoverability is like tough. I was watching a couple other bigger streamers that do the IRL thing as well, and like they were talking about how like nowadays you have to be on all platforms all the time, or it's just like it's really hard to grow without constantly being everywhere all the time. So all right, I'm gonna play this. This is my video that I'm trying to. This is how I got into content. I'm gonna maybe change the title, but that's the rough. Free React content. Goomba Mando. I don't know. Normally I don't trust links from new people, but yeah, I don't do React stuff. Apologies. Thank you for your input, but I don't really do that type of stuff. So move this over here for the time being. All right. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and then yeah, check this out. I think I want to cut. I don't know if I cut so much from the beginning already, but I need to get it. I think 8 to 9 minutes is fine. I think right now it clocks in at 8:57 or 8:53. Anyway, BRB. We can make a cleaner Martian. Hold on. When was that? Bonsai Matt. Oof, that mic. We could make a cleaner Martian. Do we have a Was it too loud? Hold on. What timestamp was that? Or what, like, how long ago was that? It's the mic itself? My mic? Oh. This is the same one that this is the one that has it traveled with me. It's sticking around. I don't know okay, I see what you're talking about now. I did think maybe a repaint, but it's got the wear and tear from the mileage on it, you know. Seen things.
I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, Sensei.
But thank you, Bonsai. No, I understand. It does. I have two of them. I think one of them could get some new paint. I think that's something I could. But I think mine, it's gonna wear and tear until it goes away. Good afternoon. How goes the planning? It's well, I'm and now I'm at not an existential. I'm at a moment where I'm very. I had this whole list planned out, like day by day, kilometer by kilometer. And then I'm looking at the map and I'm like, I really want to take this DMV thing. I really want to take this DMV thing. But to get the full use of both, to get the full use of both the bus part and the train part, I have to take it for like 40 kilometers. And that's like 2 days of walking. So I'm considering, like, okay, is this exclusively a walking trip? Or, you know, I really want to take this DMV thing. I think it would be cool. I haven't seen it anywhere. I think when JP was here the other day, he hasn't seen it anywhere. So I think it's worth it to, again, that cuts out 2 days of walking. It would cut out from the Cape up to about this area, give or take, depending on where we finally end up. But we get to ride a cool ride. And the reason that we have to take it that far is because it's like one per day. And so if you miss it, and if you, like, for example, if I reserve a seat, you have to reserve it at these like first four stops. But if you reserve it too late, there's a chance that, like, because it's a normal bus as well, so like you should probably, you know, the sooner you get on it, the better. And so I'm kind of sitting here like, okay, I probably need to get on it at Cape Moroto at the bottom. There's a bus stop right here. We could stay in the area, walk down here. Depending on how far we stay up, you know, if we stay here, we walk up to the next place maybe. But get to the bus, ride it as well. I would say it should not be exclusively a walking trip. It runs in one direction. It runs in two directions, but it's like once a day. It departs Cape Moroto at 2, or it departs the Awa Kainan Culture Complex at noon. There's one. It's 2 ships passing in the night type of thing. Actually, it's not. No, that's dumb. I'm stupid. It gets down there at 1:38 and it leaves at 1:52. So alternatively, if I really wanted to, I could spend a day I could walk, get up there, have a hotel for a day, have like a rest day of sorts after hoofing it for X amount of kilometers, and then I could spend an entire day. But that would cost me 5,000 yen round trip, which is like a hotel night anyway. Should not be exclusively a walking trip. Well, this is my next concern then. If it's not exclusively a walking trip, then do I extend out down here and turn it into a hitchhiking trip? A hitchhiking walking trip. This is my next kind of dilemma. Because originally we're walking from here, Uwajima, over here to Shinanto. Because down this way, there's not enough lodging or resources for walkers. For bicyclers, it'd probably be fine. But there's the lodging and the resupply is a bit tough, I think. Let's evaluate the trip. Do you plan on coming back anytime soon for another purpose? If not, do whatever you need to do to enjoy and experience everything you'd like to see. That's fair. That's fair. And I guess really I haven't... And we're still going to be walking like... Even if we hitchhiked this part of it, or this part of it, we're still walking 80% of it. This is 5... Well, no, maybe... I guess we were still walking 85% of it. Because it would add an additional 50 if we did it this way. 50, so 130 plus 40, 170. If we went down here, that would be another 10, 20, 80 kilometers. Well, here, let's see. We had one open. Okay, so this would be an additional 175 versus it's 80 if we cut across. If I remember correctly. $80 to $175. But then that 80, I mean, it just depends. Anyway, so I'm thinking about that too. Like, is the trip instead a loop around Shikoku? And exploring and seeing and walking and doing like, but also like in this area, I was really excited to see some of this nature and gorges and stuff looked pretty cool. All these little submersible bridges. I was pretty pumped to see some of those. So it's like, I think I can handle, because I would like to come back at some other point in some other future to come back and revisit this area down here, like on a bike, probably. I think that would be much more reasonable. Or come back through, or one day we come back and we do the full Hachiju Hakusho in a couple years or something, you know. We come back to Shikoku and we do a really, really detailed, like a 2-month walk of Shikoku. In like 2027. Things happen and circumstances change. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Golden Week over? Golden Week's over tomorrow. Hold on, that was a weird. I don't like that. I think I cut the part about taxes out. I don't think anyone cares about that. I think there's that part, and then I think the part with when I talk about Dave Bull making prints for over 40 years. I think the people that know Dave already know that. The people that don't know Dave, it's information that they might not care about. Obviously, we're fans of Dave Bull, but in the, I assume a lot of people will be coming over from And a lot of people did come over from Therapy Gecko, actually. So I assume these little tidbits here and there of information are not super relevant. Maybe, I don't know. I imagine this part right here, I might keep the Dave part, but I might... Hold on. Son of a bitch. Nah, I need the Hiroshige part because it's relevant to what I talk about later. Thank you. Sorry about that. I completely forgot. I have it separated out so any YouTube stuff doesn't come through.
Block prints in Japan for nearly 40 years, and Hiroshige did the famous 53 views of Tokaido, or the 53 stations.
холодное. Oh, is a frog? Uncle? Uncle. Uncle. 何欲しい? Custard? Hmm? Okay.
Of Tokaido, and he was showing a print, and I really liked that print, and so I thought,
Beer on
okay,
Ice Music City?
that's kind of cool. You know, I'm walking 15 kilometers a day. What if I do 20 a day, pick a direction, and instead of, doing 20 in Tokyo, coming back home, I just pick a direction and I go. And so the old Tokaido project happened. November 2023, I walked from Tokyo to Kyoto. I'd streamed all of it, but I didn't film, I didn't make Instagrams or YouTubes, and that wasn't really the point. At the time, I had no intention of being a creator. I just wanted to share my journey however I could. I don't have a big budget. It's just me and a camera and a backpack. That was successful. I did this trip 25 days. I worked full time, worked in the morning, walked all day, worked in the evenings. I was able to balance a schedule. And in my brain, I thought, okay, if I can do it for 25 days, I can do it for 125 days. After that trip ended the end of November. I tore a leg muscle, took time off completely, no walking until mid-March of 2024. And I thought, okay, started getting better, did a couple 20,000 step days, felt good, everything felt fine. And so I thought, okay, now or never. I could lose more weight, I could study more Japanese, I could save more money, but realistically, I really want to do it now. Flew down to Kagoshima April 16th, and I started my journey April 17th.
What is happening? A chatter claims to be in Tokyo right now, and he claims to be coming to where I am, and is going to meet me and walk around. And I don't think he's trolling me, but if he is, that's okay. Oh, he's walking up now. All right, we're about to find out if this man is trolling. I'm okay with getting trolled. It builds character. It builds character to get trolled. No, I haven't lost my trust yet. Oh, he said he's not trolling. He's almost there. We're rooting for you, Sensei Martin. I believe in him. I don't think Sensei Martian would do such a thing. I think Sensei Martian's a good guy. I don't think he would troll us. Here's the thing. Everyone's always so skeptical. See? Everyone's always so skeptical, right? Everyone's like, oh, you're being trolled. Oh, no, you're being trolled. Oh, it's a fake. Everything's a fake. You're like little conspiracy theorists, But here's the thing, all right? Let's say Sensei Martian is fake, all right? What do I lose? What do I lose if he trolled me? What do I lose? I lose nothing. What do I lose if I think it is a troll and it's not a troll? I lose a potential adventure.
But after COVID, I really thought, okay, I want to get out, I want to do stuff, but I didn't really have any intention to do YouTube or streaming or anything like that. So a lot of people ask me, how did you get started in streaming or content or whatever you want to call what this is? And the reality is it was just an accident, really. I had no intention to ever make content. I enjoyed being on the internet. I enjoyed consuming content, Instagram or YouTube, but I had no intention to make it. I always thought that creators were, more interesting than me or whatever. And then I met one of my favorite creators. You might know him as the Therapy Gecko, Lyle Forever. I'd followed Lyle on Instagram and saw that he was streaming in Tokyo. I'm in Shibuya. I'm 40 minutes away I have to go meet this guy. I would love to meet this guy. I can't come to his live show. I had travel plans already, but I would love to get a picture. So even though I was new to the Twitch chatting, I message, hey, I can't come to your live show. Can I get a picture? And he says, message, hey, I can't come to your live show. Can I get a picture? And he says,
I'll wait for you, but you gotta do an interview with me on the stream.
now, I'd watched his show for about a year, and most of his call-ins or most of his guests were 5-10 minutes. And so I was thinking, all right, I'll get there, do my 5-10 minutes, get my picture, and bounce. That's not what happened.
Where's he at? Are you Sensei Martin?
I'm Sensei Martin.
Are you? Holy shit! You're Sensei fucking Martin? How's it going, man? He's fucking real! Sensei Martian's fucking real! Let's go! They thought you were fake, dude.
I understand.
They thought you were fake.
I ended up being on for about an hour and 15 minutes, give or take, and far longer than myself or even Lyle probably anticipated on. But me.
They thought you were fake.
I ended up being on for about an hour.
You were fake, dude.
I understand.
They thought you were fake.
I ended up being on for about an hour and 15 minutes, give or take, and far longer than myself or even Lyle probably anticipated on. But meeting Lyle made me realize here's this person with, 1 million Instagram followers, but he's also just a gecko. He's just a guy. After that stream, he and I talked on the train a little bit, and he was talking about how pretty much anyone can make content. Anyone has stories to tell, type of thing. After Lyle and I streamed together, 3 people sent me DMs, and they were DMs saying, hey, really inspired by your story, your journey. Thank you for sharing it. Gives me confidence to move on with my life. I'm going on a similar journey or similar situation. And I thought, okay, if 3 people watch me stream, I will stream. That's it. I don't have to. I'm not doing it. I had no intention to get famous or anything. There's no concept of that in my mind. So I started streaming, and I thought, okay, I liked the IRL thing. I didn't really know much about it. Some of the technology is kind of difficult to use, but I enjoyed walking. I enjoyed talking about Japan. I enjoyed talking to people. Initially, I started doing kind of smaller walks just around. I had a phone and a gimbal, and I thought that's what I want to do, but it looked kind of goofy. I don't like the gimbal situation, so I upgraded to a Bella Box solution and an action cam and was using that. Now, in March of 2023, I was watching Dave Bull's stream, and someone casually mentioned a book. If you're familiar with my channel, you probably heard me talk about this. And it is this book right here. The Roads to Sata, a 2,000-mile walk through Japan. And, I bought it, read it in March 2023. Now, initially, I had no idea the impact this book would have. For the first nearly half of the book, I didn't really see eye to eye with Mr. Booth. Granted, his journey was, in 1977, and so about, I even considered it. And so about halfway through the book, he mentioned something that, I've been in Japan 7 years, I'm 30 years old, and I thought, hey, I'm 30 years old, I've been in Japan for 7 years, and it kind of equalized this person for me. Again, I had always seen...
I think on the original project manager. In the original, I think I don't know if I need to talk about let's see, what is media pool? It's probably 238. I talk about, in the book, he says specific things like, of course I can eat sushi, of course I can sleep in a Japanese room. I think I say the same thing there, but I don't know if that adds to that or if it takes it away. That can be solved.
Creators, authors, people as above or more interesting, but here is this guy who was the same as me in some aspect. Yeah. Very, very different background, but at that moment, 30 years old, 7 years in Japan, I thought, okay, I see some similarities now, and I started looking at things both from his perspective and then comparing it to my perspective. And at the time, I had no idea. I thought it's impossible. He quit his job for a few months. He was a writer to do this big journey. It took him 128 days, and I thought, there's no way. It's impossible. But that summer, I was walking around. I was streaming. I was getting my steps in, and 10,000 steps turned to 15, 15 to 20, and I was consistently averaging 20,000 steps a day. And I started doing the math. I thought, okay, this is 15 kilometers. What if I up it to 20 or 25 and try to get a good daily amount in? Again, this is where Dave Bull comes to play. Dave Bull talks about woodblock prints. He's been making woodblock prints in Japan for nearly 40 years, and Hiroshige did the famous 53 views of Tokaido, or the 53 stations of Tokaido, and he was showing a print, and I really liked that print, and so I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. I'm walking 15 kilometers a day. What if I do 20 a day,
finish AOT,
pick a direction, and instead of doing 20 in Tokyo, coming back home,
a lot of heavy ones.
I just pick a direction and I go. And so the old Tokaido project happened. November 2023, I walked from Tokyo to Kyoto. I'd streamed all of it, but I didn't film, I didn't make Instagrams or YouTubes, and that wasn't really the point. At the time, I had no intention of being a creator. I just wanted to share my journey however I could. I don't have a big budget. It's just me and a camera and a backpack. That was successful. I did this trip 25 days. I worked full time, worked in the morning, walked all day, worked in the evenings. I was able to balance a schedule. And in my brain, I thought, okay, if I can do it for 25 days, I can do it for 125 days. After that trip ended the end of November, I tore a leg muscle, took time off completely, no walking until mid-March of 2024. And I thought, okay, started getting better, did a couple 20,000 step days, felt good, everything felt fine. And so I thought, okay, now or never. I could lose more weight, I could study more Japanese, I could save more money, but realistically, I really want to do it. I got fun, started getting better, did a couple March, took time off completely, no walking, 4 days. After that trip ended the end of November, I tore 5 days. After that. That trip ended the end of November. After that trip ended the end of November. I tore a leg muscle. Yeah. That trip ended the end of November. I tore a leg muscle. After that days. After that trip ended the end of November. I tore a leg muscle. Tore a leg muscle at the end of November. I tore a leg muscle, took time off completely, no walking until mid-March of 2024. And I thought, okay, started getting better, did a couple 20,000 step days, felt good, everything felt fine. And so I thought, okay, now or never. I could lose more weight, I could study more Japanese, I could save more money, but realistically, I really want to do it now. Flew down to Kagoshima April 16th, and I started my journey April 17th.
I think that's fine. I think we're good. Okay. Well, that's probably it for today. We did check out a lot of planning stuff. We finished. I'm going to post that today sometime. I guess let me check flights real quick and see. I need to talk to my student and see what's going on. We can leave tomorrow at 7:40 p.m. gets us there late, which means we wouldn't actually walk tomorrow. We would walk starting Wednesday, which means tomorrow would be a Tokyo stream. Or, like I said, if my student says it's okay, then I take this flight and we get down there at 11 o'clock, and then we mosey on down. How far can we mosey down that first day? That's the question. It's impossible to get here, right? There's no way. Yeah, that's too far. Okay, let's say I don't think it's possible. Well, I mean, maybe. Out of the hotel at 11:30. I mean, out of the airport at 11:30. This would definitely be possible. '26, day 1. A lot of climbing. Let's say it takes 8 hours. That means we're getting into the hotel at... Oh, I need to find my headlamp. It means we'd be getting into the hotel at like 7 o'clock. But that would make day 2 easy peasy. Right? Because we only have to get to Ozu. We might do that. Or actually, what does it change? Hold on. How much does the price change if we leave on Wednesday? Price is the same. We might leave Wednesday morning instead. We might leave Wednesday morning instead. I need to think about it. We'll hop off stream and all right. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we might leave tomorrow, but we're definitely going to leave Wednesday. No later than Wednesday, but we might leave tomorrow. If my student gets back to me today and we can leave tomorrow early, and I pack all my stuff and I feel good about it, then we'll leave tomorrow morning hella early, walk a full day tomorrow. Cool. All right. Neat. Let's get out of here. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. I'm ready to get on the road. We're gonna get out of here.
Skills and horseback riding allowed them to achieve their goals. In Great Puppy Adventure, we meet Grandma Roberts, a very old Barbie.
We're gonna raid one of the mids. Good to see you, mate, as always. I think it's always good to see you. I'm a little bit bummed we couldn't see each other when your last visit, but I don't know, seeing the old Lyle stuff and then like getting pumped for this trip, I'm excited. But thank you so much. Thank you everybody for the support as always. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff to do today, so I'm gonna try and get all that stuff. If so, we're out tomorrow. If not, well, I guess we could even leave tomorrow night and then just get down there. Anyway, Wednesday for sure, trip starting. Love you all. We're going to raid out into Abby Sally. She's a mid-hunter. She's going to watch something. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I'm excited. I'm super excited. Even if I end up taking the DMV for that chunk, it is what it is. I mean, I'm still going to walk 95% of the route. And anyway, we'll figure it out. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. See you tomorrow. Maybe in Tokyo, maybe not. Definitely Wednesday. Triple. We'll be gone. So, love you guys. Go tell Abby Sally I said hello. I won't be coming. I got to go do other stuff, but tell her I said hello. Thank you, Michael, for the follow as well. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Chicken Meister, thanks for the thanks for the raid token. Thanks for the resub. See everybody tomorrow. Bye.